If everyone's working off of different song sheets, makes it more difficult. We're going to get into that. And this is where I think there's been a massive shortcoming within the Republican Party. I think we can all agree, right? Let's keep going. We're going to pile through this. We have about 5 minutes left.
Yes, sir. Brant Frost.
We're going to go over a little bit because we have a little bit extra time, so we're good before our Tea Party presentation on relational organizing.
Yes, sir. Brant Frost in Coweta County.
Mr. Frost, thank you for all you've done in Georgia. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I've already shared the live stream with all my precinct chairs in Coweta. We're honored that we're number 8 out of 1,018 precincts in Georgia. One of our precincts is number 8 in the top 1%. We will do everything this TPUSA Action Bible says, or perish in the attempt, so help us God. Are we allowed to ask questions
Amen.
about the Mount Vernon project, or are we just talking about early voting at this point?
We can talk about it. We're going to have some open discussion, but yeah. I mean,
okay, well, I'm just going
to fire away.
Yes.
I'm here.
Yes, sir. The scorecard, we love that. We love our scorecards in Georgia. It's a great way to hold folks accountable. Have y'all considered having an RNC scorecard for those key votes out there? And by the way, the Georgia State Republican Party has just started having recorded votes at our meetings. I think it might be a nice idea for the RNC to have recorded votes at their meetings so we could hold them accountable.
Oh, my gosh. So, I love this guy. So not going to be very popular with my colleagues at the RNC meeting later this week, but that's okay. We're here for. I'm pretty sure George Washington didn't care about his popularity at the time, and neither did Thomas Jefferson. Either did that. We all got to dive into this. One of the biggest challenges that we have in the Republican Party in general is lack of transparency on these things. Secret votes are insane to me. I'm just going to tell you, they're insane to me. I understand there's a need for it, for leadership in certain cases. But the Republican Party at the RNC level, there should be nothing that's secret, including voting for the RNC chair. You should know, as your representative you're sending to the RNC, how they voted for chair. This is one of the most consequential things that exists in America. They use the rules against you to make things less transparent, right? So this has got to get fixed. How do you fix it? There's a rules committee at the RNC meeting that can change all of this, right? So this is why it's so critical to make sure you recruit the best possible person to go to the RNC for you. And then number 2, the best possible people to be delegates to the convention that can also make sure that we have a good platform and that are securing and supporting the rules that are going to come out of this time period. Because if we do not get it done during the convention with conservatives at the convention, it's going to be very difficult to do over the next 4 years. This is how they play the game. It's 4 years and 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 kicking the can down the road. I'm going to tell you what, there's a number of rule changes I think that need to happen at the RNC to make it better. This is probably the most important thing. You can't make a scorecard for things that you don't know the score on, right? If there is no scoreboard, then we can't make a scorecard, right? There is no almanac here. I always reference Back to the Future. Love the almanac. There is no almanac of all the scores if it doesn't exist. So we got to make that transparent.
Good morning, Tyler. Leo Blendo, chairman of the Nye County Republican Central Committee. Nevada's very well represented here.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for welcoming us.
It's our pleasure.
Nevada.
It's our pleasure. And we're really well represented here. We have our Lieutenant Governor, Stavros Anthony, here. We have our committee man, Jimmy D., Sigal Chad, our committee woman, my wife, Melissa Blendo. She's the Southern Director for the Republican Women. So my question to you here is, right, because we're at war, and there's no mincing the words. We are at war. Where are the tools? Where's the swipe right? Where is the funding to get the $250 to get people to do that at the houses? Where are the little things that the left is doing, but we don't, because we're always going, can I get my voter list? We need another list. We need to move into the 20th century. I'm not even saying the 21st, just the 20th century. We all have smartphones. Can we just get the tools? Because I'm here ready to work, right? Just get me the tools. Now, I've ran for office and I've done that work, so I want to just spread that message and that passion. But we need the tools because so many people just show up and they go like this, and I just want to go, here, Not, do this. Simple. We're not here to debate. We're not here to discuss, because we're doing that in this room right now. We're putting that strategy together. But when it comes down to putting the rubber to the wheels, I just want to go, here you go, volunteer, execute, 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 and just win and turn this country around. It's that simple.
God bless
so that's
you.
what we're looking for.
So that's part of why we're here. I think you're going to be very excited to know that there are many of us who have been focused on these specific tools that we've outlined that are necessary for us to win. You're exactly right. We are going into battle in a war with basically nunchucks against people with, machine guns, right? The way I use the football equivalent, I know it's painful for our Michiganders still. I apologize for keep doing this to you. I was hoping that it would be a positive, not the negative, is that we can't field a high school team to take on an NFL team, right? That is what we're doing with bodies, with technology, with everything that we're talking about. I think we have some solutions here that we're going to be talking about today. So I hope that you walk away feeling a little less depressed and a little bit more excited about it, because my goal is this. I think we've been let down, and that's being really nice, right? A nice way to say it is we've been asleep at the wheel while the left has developed all these different tools, and we have done nothing in order to accomplish it. We're heading into that, so I think we can take two more quick questions here.
Sorry.
Stick around. Do not miss later on when we talk about some of this technology.
My name is Bridget, Chair of Marion County, REC in Florida.
Let's go Florida.
So I've only just recently in my second term, and what he said before is true.
God bless you. Anyone that runs again is like, I served one term as county chair. Yeah. I'm like, my wife's like, here's the divorce papers if you,
right. I get it. I took it from 20 people, and I took it over. We have over 150 now. Precincts about 65%
Good job.
filled.
Fill in the precincts.
But the problem is we're giving not the information we need. So you give me more information in this hour than I've received probably in 2 years. So my question
isn't that sad?
Yeah,
I want to focus
simple.
On that. That's not okay. We're not going to pat ourselves on the back for that, right?
Here's your new mover's guide. What do I do with it?
Yep.
I don't want to sound stupid, but I don't know what to do with it. So these tools you're giving us right now tells me. So you've done mapped it out. My precincts, which have the low propensity voters, or let's just say the targeted Super Chase counties. So you've targeted out. I know which precincts. So to get those voters' addresses, you did 2016 20. So I need to pull those back up. I have over 25,780 voters I need to target. You already have those targeted. So do I need to redo the information, or do you guys have those actual names?
I think we're going to be able to be very helpful.
That's what I want.
We'll talk about that. That piggybacks on the technology part. So
good.
There's some coordination issues, right? So there's things that we can coordinate. But look, I mean, we're just giving you public information that you need to know about, which is we've honed in on these problems, and we're making it available to everybody. So, yes, stick around. We're going to have a lot of conversation today. I hope it's going to be very exciting for many of us here in this room.
Valerie
Yes,
Fiannaca, Washoe County Executive Committee.
Nevada.
Bring it home, Washoe County. I'm good with nunchucks. I don't mind dying on the field. I'm a warrior. My question, though, is I work in the Washoe GOP office, free labor. I had a fellow walk in who's an Uber driver this week, and he said that the Democrats are paying volunteers who he drives around the city. They pay him to drive him around the city, $1,800 a week to get voters out for the PPP.
Yep.
Now, the problem with that is who cares about the PPP, right? It's a total waste of our state money, $5 million, a waste in our state, but it was legislated and we have to live with it. And don't forget the caucus. We need to get the vote out. It doesn't matter. We still need to get the vote out.
Yep.
Our other problem is $1,800 a week. If they're doing that for the PPP, what are they going to do to us in the general? And where do I get the bodies? 1% of our people, I predict, help us on that ground effort.
This is a perfect question, and I want to stop you there, and you might have a follow-up to this. But, guys, this is why the money that was coming from our least favorite tech executive, right? Do you remember what happened? Zuckbucks, right? Zuckerbucks. Zuckerbucks were used effectively to this purpose, right? So they're doing two different things. One is they're taking advantage of taxpayer dollars to do this at the county level. It's a county by county thing. This is why the left is so smart about how they did it. They figured out we don't have to take over everything. We just have to take over specific election boards and county positions in order to use taxpayer dollars. But then the second thing they did, they were like, that's not enough. We have to take private money, inject them, and wash them through basically public funds in order to pay people to do this, which is effectively helping identify people and staff full-time the ballot chasing procedures that we're talking about. So what do? Once they've identified hundreds, if not thousands of people to help with the PPP, now they can just go tap into those people and go, oh, hey, private entity X wants to pay you even more money than $1,800 a week, even more money to go help us chase ballots because you already did that in your neighborhood. Is that cool? And they go, yes. It's all a data game, guys. They're taking data from the point that people are registering to vote to making them election workers, to taking Zuckerbucks, to taking now outside entities to turn these people into ballot chasers. This is all part of the army that they're building in order to chase ballots. And they have it even easier when you factor in unions in the state of Nevada and other places that are easy places to recruit. Where are easy places to recruit? Churches, right? Where are easy places to recruit? Gun shows, right? Recruit precinct committeemen already exist. We have way more precinct committeemen, precinct captains, precinct chairs.
Time's up. Time's up. No follow-up. There's no follow-up. I don't think.
Yeah.
Got a new one. Hopefully we can figure out the mic switch here. Oh, we got a new one over there. But this is exactly the issue. Oh, did you have a follow-up question to this, though? Okay. We have to be focused on this. This is why the defense mechanisms on the election integrity front, every point that if we could have stopped we have, I mentioned Jake Hoffman, who I think ran the Zuckerbucks bill in Arizona that we got passed, that eliminated it. We did this in all the different states. Had we been able to do that faster through lawfare and to stop this while it was happening, 2020 might have looked a lot different, right? Because again, we now know this is part of their infrastructure build that hurts us. And so we've got to build things that are they're similar but not equal, right? And we're not trying to cheat. We're not trying to deceive. We're not trying to use money to wash it through, public entities. That's wrong. We all know that. But we have churches, we have people, we have groups, we have precinct captains, we have central committee members, we have PCOs or precinct chairs that are ready and able. They just need to be told what to do. They need to have the technology to do that strategy, right? And if you don't provide those things, I think that our system has been purposefully flawed. If you ask me, and I'll leave this with you because we're done and we'll have about 15 minutes before the wonderful folks over at Tea Party Patriots are going to come up and talk about relational organizing, which is so important, so critical, because this goes into not necessarily what we're missing, which is what we're talking about right now, but then how to start fixing it, right? I believe we've been purposefully sabotaged. And I believe it's not difficult to do so because the left has their claws in so deep with so much. I mean, we see Eric, right, folks? Eric is one of those sabotage elements, right? Where they've provided the data in real time to the leftist organizations, but the right does not have that, right? That was an element of it. The Zuckerbucks issue was an element of it. Putting, drop boxes in all the deep blue territories. We talked about deep blue versus deep red. How many drop boxes were in deep red precincts in counties? None, right? I don't like them. I'm not saying that. But if they're doing it, it should at least be fair, right? Like, and again, I'm speaking specifically to like Michigan, where it's like such a disaster there with all this stuff, right? Where it's like, this is the fight that you have to hold. Because ultimately, if you have that fight, it takes it off the table. So Zuckerbucks is now off the table. It's now illegal. People can go to prison for doing that, right? If they break out. Jake, what's the What's the is it a felony now? In Arizona, it's a felony, right? That's great. In most states, that's that way. Our Freedom Caucus has been incredible with getting that done. But we have to be, so this is why we need the money for lawfare in order to compete with all this stuff. So, great, guys. We have 15 minutes. We're going to be right back with relational organizing that's presented by our Tea Party Patriots of America. We're so grateful for them. I'm sorry. Do we have anything? Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy your time while you're here. Let's talk. Take lots of notes. Ask lots of questions.